today is our last day of the syllabus. Good afternoon once again, all of you. And these lectures I have taken as an extra session, and our regular lecture will be there at 3 o'clock. So within 2 hours, we'll finish the content, right? Now, okay, this session will take as a practical with the theory, right? So official we consider as a practical, and parallel I will also explain the theory. Okay. Now, if you remember, then in our last session, we discussed about the UDF. We finished the UDF, and then we started the concept of built-in function. So that we discussed. Let's we start from that also. So I hope that now all of you clear about how to write the user-defined function, and recursion function concept also we discussed in our last session, right? Then advantage, disadvantage, then we started the mathematic functions, right? I think all of you have written up to this. All of you have written the 4 function name. Now who will tell me what is the use of ABS function? What is the use of ABS function? Absolute value, right? Then floor function, which will return a nearest lower value. Then round function, which return the round value, and if the decimal point is 5 or more than 5, then it will add one number, right, in an integer. And if the decimal value is below 0.5, then it will only return the integer value. So that also we discussed. Then ceiling function, which return the nearest upper value. So these 4 functions we discussed. Now let me discuss the next. All of you note down the 5th number function, mathematical sine function. Sine function. Okay. Have you written the sine function? Hello? Hello? Please respond me. My voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I think the sine, cos, tan, all are the concept of mathematics. You might learn these things in your school days, right? Sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. So that value you can return using this function. It's very basic function. Will not give much time in that. Let's I just open one program. And if you see the help of Turbo C, right? And in that first is the index. And if you type sine, so sine is one function. And say this is the, you can say the sine, cos, and tan. So this is the common syntax for all function. Return data type is double, function name is this, and we have to pass one, you can say the double value in this function. So whenever you pass any value as a double, then it will calculate the sine value and return that sine value. So how to use in the program? Let's say type the program in an online compiler. It is easy to understand. Yes. So let's I declare one variable over here, double, because it return the double value. So double x is equal to, suppose, sine 30 and y. So if y is equal to, what is the value of sine, then we mention into bracket x and printf plus sine value is percentage f, and we will display y. That is very simple, right? So suppose, what is the value of sine 30? So if you run this, it is the value is like that. Suppose if I mention what is the value of sine 10, if I execute it, it gives me this value, right? So in that way, sine function, even suppose I want to know the cos value, then I can mention cos. If I run this, it will give me the cos value. So see, this type of functions are generally used whenever you are developing any mathematical related application in C language, right? And suppose instead of sine, cos, and if I mention 10, then if I execute this, it give me a 10 value, right? So here sine 10 value is different, cos 10 value is different, and 10 value is different. So
Hello,
this,
sir. Hello.
yes,
Sorry, sir. I'm a bit behind. Since you are using the mathematical directives, so doesn't it mean that it will need a mathematical file such as the maths.h on the other file?
yeah. But see, it is not compulsory for all compiler, right? If you include over here, then it's fine. Otherwise, if you do not include, then also fine. Few compiler can consider all these function itself, right? So it depends on the compiler. But if you include, then it is good practice. Whenever you use any built-in function, then if you include the relevant header file in your program, that is the good practice. So it depends whether it required to include or not. See, the same in this case, if you save the program .c, then even see here we use the printf and scanf, right? Printf and scanf. If I run this, there is no any error. But suppose if I make a comment of this, then also if you compile this, then there is no error. So .c compiler considers certain references of a built-in function. So it is not a case that every time you require to include that header file, but it depends on compiler, which compiler you are using. But it is the best practice that whenever you use any built-in function, then at least you have to add that relevant header file in your program. So it will, so if you execute this program in Turbo C or the same program in other compiler, then it will not give you any error. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now see, sine function, the syntax is double, sine and double, which will calculate the sine, and you can give one example. Similarly, cos, which will give you a cosine value, right? Then exp. Now what is exp? Exponential format. Now what do you mean by exponential format? Let's say give you an example, then you can understand what is exponential format. Suppose this is your this is one number, like suppose any number, this is simply one number. In Excel you might observe that sometime yeah, see, actual our original number is like this, but this number represent in an exponential format, right? Exponential means in C, this is 9.69. See, both number are equivalent, both number are same, but this number is in integer format, this number is in exponential format. That is the difference, right? Who came late? Yeah. So see, let's say run this in this compiler. Suppose there is one value x, and if I give the number like this, and if we use exp x, so this value we have passed in this and display our output. Yeah. So now say actually our original value is this, and just a minute, answer value. One another thing, if you remember, whenever you want to display exponential value, then instead of percentage f, it is used e. I think remember, here we have to use the format specifier percentage e. Now if you see, then it display in exponential format. It is clear what is exponential format. Generally the floating value is represented in the, this is the another way to represent the exponential floating value, right? Okay, so here again, say, just a minute. Yeah, this function is used to calculate the exponential e to the x power. Actually, the logic behind this is, if you want to convert in original value, then 3.986401 multiply by 10 raised to this value. And if you calculate this, it will give you a original value. So this is just for the additional, we are generally not using this type of function in our regular program also, but this is again all are the category of mathematical function, right? So maths function which provides certain built-in calculations and return a answer to the barabar. Chalo, it'll clear. In short, you have to just remember exp function represent the value in exponential format. Whatever value, suppose if I make the change the another value like this, and now if I click on that, oh, there is certain errors over here. Okay. So the 564 is represented in exponential format like this. So this is another way to, it is something like the number conversion. The decimal value is represented in binary, decimal value is converted in octal, hexadecimal. Similarly, the numerical value is also represented using exponential format, right? So that is the things. So I think this, all of you note down, only write down the name of function in your notebook. Sine function which return a sine value, cos function which return a cos value. Even syntax is common, that's why I'm not writing the syntax. Double is the return type, sine and double value you have to pass. Similarly in a exponential format also. Okay, then 10 we already discussed. 8 number, all of you write down 10. Have you written this, all of you, in your notebook? Sine, cos, and
Yes, sir.
do not write these details and all, because that is available. And remember one thing, whenever you write these things in your exam, whenever you write these questions in your exam, then you have to write 3 things: use, syntax, and example, right? Okay. So next is the 10. So this function return the tangent value. The full form of 10 is tangent value. Now, this is again a mathematical concept, log. I think you all are aware about the logarithm table, right? Are you aware about the logarithm table? Hello? Logarithm table. In mathematics, generally we use log 50, what is the value? Log 10, what is the value? Hello? Are you aware about that? Log? Hello? And log value generally we are using for whenever we are doing a complex calculations, right? This thing you can also see in the calculator also. Log. Suppose, yeah, see here there is a log functionality. If I say what is the log of 50, so 50 log. So see, this is the value. Log 50 means 1.698. So this value And generally this type of logarithm value is used in scientific calculations, right? So how we can write in a program? Let's say I'm giving a live example so you can understand. Suppose x is 50 and here just I use log. Say log we can આમાં કેટલા સ્ટુડન્ટ ને ખ્યાલ છે log કોને યુઝ કર્યો છે મેથ્સ માં? Who have used the logarithm in your mathematics? In maths reference book, the last pages are available certain logarithm tables, right? અમે ભણતા ત્યારે અમારા મેથ્સ માં આવતું. Please tell me if you have used a logarithm in your math subject. Please tell me yes, yes. Are you aware about the logarithm table? You mention yes if you know this. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Then it's fine. So now see the same thing we can write here. Here we do not require to verify the table, but simply you pass the value, right? Suppose I want to see the value of 50, log value of 50, then pass that 50 and it will return the value, right? If I run this, just a minute, yeah, 3.912023. See, this is the value of 3 point here. Yeah, here there is certain different value, log x. What happened? Maybe in sometime the compiler also having a different thing. Let's say check log. Here in log also we have to pass double, then double, even log 10. See, here if you simply write log, then there is no base. But if you write log 10, then we have, this is another table of logarithm where log value will be calculated based on 10. That is only a difference. Now here, what is the problem here? X, let's be 0.0. Here there is certain different value. Suppose if I mention log 10 over here, yes, by default, see in calculator it display the log value of base 10. So log 10, it is again a different table, and only log again it is different table. So here in calculator by default the log is calculated based on 10. So see here 1.698, the answer is same in calculator and this, right? So in explanation, what is the difference between log and log 10? Log function return the natural logarithm value. Here word is natural logarithm value, and this function logarithm value return the log value but based 10 value. So log 10 function return the logarithm value of base 10. So whenever it return a logarithm value based on 10 value, but this log without 10 it returns the natural logarithm value. So these two difference just you have to remember. So again, this is very simple program, simple function, you can say 10 log and log 10. Then in mostly we are using in our program these two function. See, the name itself say that SQRT. Now what is SQRT? Square root. And all of you know that square root means what? In mathematics we are writing square root like this, 25. Now can anybody tell me that this is the symbol of square root in maths we generally use? Now what is the square root value of 25? What is the square root value of 25? ટૂંકમાં જેનો સ્ક્વેર હોય એ એની સ્ક્વેર રૂટ વેલ્યુ હોય. આ કોનો સ્ક્વેર હોય? 5, right? So actually the square root value of 25 is 5 and the square of 5 is 25. Both are vice versa. So suppose if I say that what is the square root value of 49? Now tell me.
7.
7, right? So this function, if you pass 49, right, then it will return 7. If you pass 25, then it return 5. So square root, not square. Square we can easily calculate. If you multiply 2 times, then it will calculate square. But in reverse, if you want to calculate square root, then we have to use the function sqrt. Okay, so now let's calculate over here sqrt function. Sqrt square root, and suppose if I say 25, and if I execute this, so 5 is the square root of value 25. If I say 125, right, then it will give this. If I say 625, then 625 is the square root of 25. So it's a 25. So I hope it's clear. This function square root means what? Square root means it return the square root value of given number. Whatever argument you pass, it will give the square root value. Again, syntax is same. The return value is double, passing value is double. This function power, what is power? This is used to find out the power of given number. So if I ask you that what is the answer of this 3 raised to 3, what is the answer of this? 9. 3 raised to means 3 multiplied by 3 times. So 3 is known as a base and 2 is known as a power, right? Similarly, if I say what is the value of 5 raised to 3? What is the value of 5 raised to 3? So
125.
125, right? So that value, so here we have to calculate power using two parameter 5 comma, suppose let's we see the depth of power POW. So see here we have to the return type of power is double. Then power function we have to pass two parameter. One is the base, another is the power. So all of you just write down this syntax of this. Double, power is the function name. Power is the function name. Then this is the base value. Base value means what? નીચેની value એને base value કહેવાય. And the power value is the upper value. So all parameters we have to pass as a double. Okay. Now let's see run program over here. Double. Now if I want to calculate 5 raised to 3, then my x is 5 and my y is 3, right? Then if I want to store the answer in z, then I have to take another variable. Z is equal to square root x comma y, right? So here 5 raised to 3, so 125 is written over here and it display over here. So z I want to display. Run this. Sq, no, not sqrt, but here we have to change the function name power. See here the answer is 125. Even you can call any built-in function directly from main also. So you can directly call that function power from here also, right? So you can call power. So first it pass two parameter, calculate the answer and it return over here, and after that the printf function display the output. So the output is again same. There is no change in output. There is no change in output, right? So here all the mathematical functions are over, and in slide also I have given the example, right? Because you have to write the LQ. So all example here, this is the example of absolute. Okay, now this is the another category of functions. Now before I moving to the character function, any questions, any doubt in this? Mention your response in the chat, friend. So I can take attendance also. Okay. Now all of you note down the next topic, that this is character function. See, the name itself is a character function. It means this type of functions are working on single character only. We have to pass only single character, not a group of characters. So group of character functions are also different, and that function is known as a string function. So character function is different, string functions is different. But string function is not a part of your syllabus. So here we will not discuss about the string function, but here we'll discuss only a character functions, which will operate on a single character only. Two important points you have to remember for every function. First, I am writing in a notepad. So all of you write down this heading in your notebook. બધા પહેલા લખી નાખો. Character function, right? First point, important point is, see, all are the example of character functions. All are the example of character functions. Now, all character functions are defined in C type.h header file. Write down this statement. If you want to use any built-in character functions, any built-in character function you want to use in your program, which header file you require to include? C type. C means character, character type function. So all these functions are defined or declared in this header file. Another. Syntax is common. Almost all function syntax is common. Let's see the syntax from here. First function is like is alphanumeric. Okay. All character function mostly return data type is integer, function name, and we have to pass integer. You may think about that this is a character function, but why we have to pass the integer? And you know that even if you pass the character, then we know that every character is having one integer value, and that is known as ASCII value. That is known as ASCII value. Hello. So here you can mention character also, or you can mention integer also. If you pass character, then by default it consider the ASCII number. And if you pass the integer or ASCII number, then by default it consider appropriate character also, right? But this is a general syntax. So you can write this syntax like that. Integer is alpha numeric and integer. This is one. Or you can mention character is alpha number character. That's it. Any syntax you can write. Now, how to use all these functions? Let's be finished, because all are very easy. What we have to do in this? So let me first discuss is alpha. See, is AL. All of you write down the name of this function. Is alpha. Is AL. AL means alpha. And num, alpha numeric, and all are the checking function. Checking function means what? Whether that character is this or not, it can only check like this, right? So is alpha number. So this function check, let me take example so you can understand how to write. An example is common for everyone. Now I'm remove everything. Now what I will include over here, C type.h, and I want to perform all operations on character, then I will declare a character variable. Suppose character variable is x, and and I will call all the functions from printf directly, right? So no need of another variable. Okay, printf. First, what I will do, I will ask one character from user. So enter any character and scanf percentage C, and that C character we will pass. Printf answer. Let's see what is the answer. And answer is always, because character is, yeah, here these functions are a verification function, checking function, whether input function is this or not. Now, see, the first function is alphanumeric. So you have to enter one character, and this function check that. This function check both the things, whether the input character is alphabet or a number. If this function is alphabet or a number, then it return a non-zero value. So these two things you have to remember. First is this point. Second, for all, I'm writing these rules for all the character function, right? So rules you have to remember. One, if condition is true, then it return non-zero. Otherwise, it's at zero. This all of you write down. See, whenever you pass any character, and if that character is alpha or number, then it return non-zero value. And if it is non-zero value, means condition becomes true. And what you want to display if condition becomes true, that you have to write. And let's see the practicals. Suppose I am giving one character as an input. Now I want to check whether that input value is alphabet or number. So that is verified by the function if is alpha num, and we have to pass the variable that we want to check. Here, do not require to mention any value over here, because if you do not compare anything, then if this function return non-zero, it means condition becomes true. And suppose if this function return exact zero, then the conditions become false, right? So see, suppose if I input capital A, so what the function will do, this function will check input value is alphabet, yes. So these functions, if condition becomes true, then it will return non-zero value, right? And if the value is non-zero, then we have to give the message like input, or you can say input value is alphabet or number, because this function check both the things. That's why the name of this function is alpha, whether input value is alphabet or number. If input value is alphabet or number, then it return non-zero value. And if it return non-zero value, then this condition becomes true. And if condition becomes true, then it will execute the if part. And suppose it is not alpha, then it execute else part. And we have to say that no alphabet or number, right? All function will be used in that way. What we will do, we will take one character, one value from user, and this function will verify whether input value is alphabet or not. Let me check, run. Yeah, here we have to mention ampersand. Yeah, one curly brace is yes. Still, what is the problem? One curly brace bracket I have add more. This is main function, if function. Yeah, this is again one another additional. See, if I input capital A, then capital A is alphabet, right? So if capital is alphabet, so this function return a non-zero value, and if it is written a non-zero, then this condition becomes true, right? And whenever this condition becomes true, it will execute this. Now see, if I execute this, and if I input a special symbol like star, so this function only check whether input character is alphabet or number. If it is other than this, then it return exact zero. Then see, this is no alphabet or no value, right? So star is not a alpha or number, so this condition become false and it directly give this value. So this is clear, friends. This is a clear. Hello, example is clear. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you want to see that which value is written by this function, so that you can display in printf also, right? Just return value. But we do not require this value, that's why. Just for your understanding, if you want to know that what is the return value of this function, so it calls the function with passing value, and here %d, so it return the return value. If I mention capital A, enter, then see here return value is 8. This return value may be different every time. If I execute second time, and if I enter small a, okay, 8. So again, see, it is a non-value, non-zero value. That's why condition becomes true. Suppose if I enter any number like 4, then also it return 8. It means non-zero value. So again, condition becomes true. But now see, if I input star, so star is not a alpha or number, then it return exact 0. See, it return exact 0. Then it condition becomes false and it displays this message. So I hope, friends, all of you understood what exactly this function is written, but no need. We want to just check this function whether input value is alphabet or not. Okay. You can take a screenshot also if you want. Otherwise, it is also available in that. So now all functions are very easy to understand. So alpha num function only check whether the character C, whatever you pass, character C is in alphanumeric character, whether it is alphabet or a number. If it is alphabet, then it return non-zero value. If it is not, then it return exact 0. This way you have to write the answer. Now tell me, what is the difference between these two functions? આ બે function વચ્ચે શું difference છે? This function check both the things at a time, whether it is alphabet or a number. But this function will check only, આ function શું check કરશે ખાલી? This function will check only, hello, tell me. See, the name itself say that. Hello, hello, my voice is audible.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, tell me, what is the use of this function? Is alpha, which things it will check? I'm waiting of your reply.
Alphabet.
Yeah. This function will check only alphabet. If the input value is alphabet only, then and then it return non-zero. It means then and then the condition is become true. Otherwise, condition become false. Then how we can write here over here? See, here we simply change is alpha and input value is alphabet. Now we will remove this message from here. So if you input any alphabet like capital A to Z or small a to Z, then this condition becomes true. And if this condition becomes true, then it return message, otherwise not. See, run. Now tell me, this is alphabet or not? It is alphabet or not?
No, sir.
No. So this condition become false, then it gives no alphabet, right? Here we'll change the message also, no alpha, because this function only check whether input value is alphabet. Now if I input capital P, and it will say input value is alphabet. I clear? Even if I input a special symbol, right? Then special symbol is again not a alphabet. No alphabet. So in that way, you can use any built-in function. You can check. So is alpha function check whether input value is alphabet or not. If it is alphabet, then return non-zero value. No, if it is non-zero, then condition becomes true. And if it is written XZ0, then condition becomes false. And depending on that, you display the message. Now, time is almost 1 o'clock. Let me just finish one function, then you can join. Is control. See the function is control, CNTRL. Now, what is control? So see here, this function check whether character C is control character. Now, which are the control character? Control character kehvai kone? A character of our keyboard that you press, but it doesn't display on screen, like backspace. And backspace આપો તો તમને display ન થાય. Escape press કરો તો display ન થાય. Enter key you press. So enter key is a character. It is a key, but it doesn't display on screen, right? So that even all function key F1, F2, F3. So whenever you press this type of key, and if you want to verify that whether that is a control character or not. So control character means the character you press, but it is not visible on screen. And that you want to identify whether user has pressed space, escape or function key. So in that case, you can use the is control functions. How it is used? Now say, you take a input, then check. Is CNTRL. If it is, then input value is control key. Now, which are the control key? All function key, escape key, and enter and space. And you can say not control key, right? Now say, if I run this program, I'm pressing space and enter. See, the space is the control key. Space is not visible over here, say. And if I execute again, now if I press enter key, so see, enter is again not a visible, but again it is a control key. But now, suppose if I press any other character like any special symbol and enter. So see, special symbol is visible. So that key is not a control key. So clear the meaning of control key, everyone? Whenever you want to check whether the user has pressed backspace, enter or all, so at that time, you can use control key. Few more few more functions are there that we'll discuss in our last session 3 to 4. So be remain here in this slide. I also given the same example, right? So that we'll discuss in our next session. So thank you, friends. Thank you very much. Now you can join the another session. If you have any questions, any doubt, then you can ask me. Otherwise, you disconnect and join to the another session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.